Hello and welcome to Cooking with PMQ. I'm Brian Hernandez. Now there's more than fried cheese for menu options for fun finger foods. And today we're going to show you how to make some spinach artichoke bites. Now this is a new twist on a time-tested favorite, and with families spending $83 billion per year in restaurants, having more options for easy foods to pick up for the family is a win-win for your restaurant. So for this recipe we're going to need 10 ounces of chopped spinach, 14 ounces of chopped artichoke hearts, 2 cups of grated Parmesan cheese, 2/3 cup of sour cream, 1 cup of cream cheese, please make sure it's at room temperature, 1/3 cup of mayonnaise, 2 teaspoons of minced garlic, and some sheeted phyllo dough. Now you can use a pre-packaged dip if you can get that from your vendors, but just for that special touch, just follow along with us as we make our own today. So the first thing we're going to need to do is to chop up the spinach, which we have already done here. And also make sure to chop up your artichoke hearts. Now we want these pieces nice and thin and fine. We don't want them big chunks because that really kind of negates the whole purpose of a dip. So mix the two. Then add the Parmesan and minced garlic. All right, so now we've got it all mixed in this bowl. And I found the best method, the most fun method, honestly, is the shake method. So you just grab a couple bowls, pin them tight, and just shake the bejesus out of this. Just make sure it's nice and thoroughly mixed. Got a little leakage there. Take your hand, just make sure it's in there. So now we've got Parmesan and artichokes and spinach all mixed in there. Then we add the rest of the ingredients. It can get a little tricky here as we can't just shake it to thoroughly mix it up. So you're going to want to add your sour cream and your mayonnaise. Don't lick the spoon, resist the temptation. And then your cream cheese. Make sure the cream cheese is at room temperature as it's going to aid the mixing process here. It's going to be softer and ready to go. So you can use this to just kind of mix it around with your spatula. And if need be, you can put it in your mixer using the paddle attachment. Or you can get a glove and just mix it that way. Get it in there and squeeze it up. Break up that cream cheese if it's not thoroughly warmed up. This is going to help mix it in throughout the whole recipe here. And don't worry, because when you cook it up, that cream cheese will melt as well, so you won't have too many chunks. All right, so now our dip is fully mixed here. So now what we want to do is take some sheeted phyllo dough, just very thin, 3 or 4 layers, cut them into squares about 2 by 2. Now when you put this into the tray, it's going to make a very nice shape when it's cooked, almost flour-like. Just go ahead and place them into a small muffin tray. And I would recommend about a 1 or 2 minute par bake on these. This way you can have a sheet ready to go at a moment's notice, plus it's going to help firm up the bottom of the dough. So now you can go ahead and spoon a little of the dip into each cup or use a pastry bag. I'm going to use this handy injector, which is going to help speed up the process. But you don't ever want to overfill the cups. You want less dip because it's a very filling bite. Too much is going to mess up the dip to dough ratio. Plus you can use less than just sending out your regular spinach dip. It's going to help with your food cost. All right, so now we've got it all filled up. We are going to bake these at about 450 degrees for about 5 to 7 minutes, or at least until the dough is nice and brown and crispy. You don't want to overcook them because it's not going to take that long. You can cook these in a deck oven. You can cook them in a conveyor oven. We're going to be using our regular conventional oven here. You just want to make sure to adapt your recipe for your own pizzeria. Just make sure you keep an eye on it though, because these things are going to cook up quick. As I said earlier, this is a new twist on an old favorite. A great way to separate you from the rest of the herd is to customize your menu. Serve the favorites, but add a new flair. This dish is going to look great and is going to have the taste that everyone loves. And be sure to keep in mind when customizing your menu to better suit families, you can do more than just provide new finger foods. You should encourage creativity with contests for kids or create packets such as coloring pages. Be sure to separate your bar and dining areas to create more of a family-friendly environment. And keep more than the parents in mind when taking an order. Talk to the kids, offer them a balloon. Just make them feel as special as the parents. Be sure to check out the April edition where we discuss more tips on how to capitalize on the family customers at your pizzeria. All right, so now we're going to check out our bites. As you can see here, the crust is nice and crispy brown. The dip is bubbling and it's ready to go. You wouldn't even need to garnish this. These are just so pretty on their own. Basically, the only thing left to do is actually just taste them. So we're gonna put these on a plate and we're gonna nosh all day. All right, well, I encourage everyone to try this out. But as with any new recipe, make sure to test it with your own staff. And then if something passes their test, start sampling it with your customers. After all, they're gonna be the ones who are buying it, so their input is priceless. Well, that's all the time we have today. I hope this has put some ideas in your mind about what you can do in your own kitchen. Please try this out and let us know your experience. For Cooking with PMQ, I'm Brian Hernandez. Keep the ovens lit, and I'll see you next time.